everyone, Tina here. I hope your day is going wonderful. Thank you so much for joining me. Today we're going to create a project for Pretty Pink Posh, and we are using the adorable Hugs stamp set. There's also a coordinating die. Now this Hugs is large and it has a lot of fun little elements in here. Rainbow, stars, hearts, sunshines. Basically all these little images are in the Hugs, just on smaller scale, which I think is really fun. So that's what we're going to use for our project. We are going to jump in and we're going to start by doing some heat embossing. So let's open up our stamp set and take our Hugs. It's nice that it's just one piece. I'm going to bring in my stamping positioner. I have the Misty. And we're going to take some cardstock. And I'm going to use my Hugs. I'm going to go ahead and treat my paper with my anti-static powder tool. And then I'll go over my Hugs with my Versamark ink pad. It's a watermark ink pad. It's going to stay sticky on my cardstock. And we'll stamp this. I've been having a problem with my wrist lately, so I haven't been able to smush. Let's ink this up one more time here. Once we have our image stamped, I'm going to go over it with some white embossing powder. And then using my heat gun, we're going to melt the white embossing powder. So my Hugs, you can kind of see it there, is heat embossed. Now we're going to go over our Hugs with some Distress Oxide ink. I have 3 different colors. I have Peacock Feathers, Abandoned Coral, and Squeezed Lemonade. We're going to go over the bottom of our Hugs with Peacock Feathers, and I'm just going to use my blending brush, kind of fade up a little bit to the halfway mark, because that's where we're going to add our Squeezed Lemonade. So there is that. We're going to go over the top of our panel with Abandoned Coral. I'm going to go ahead and grab my craft mat here so I don't get it on my desk. Sometimes it's just easier. And then we'll go over the top portion of our Hugs, kind of heavy at very top, and then I'm going to fade out. And then we'll take our last color with the which is Squeezed Lemonade, and we'll go over the middle and kind of blend the two together. Now I'm going to take the coordinating die and we're going to cut this out. I'm going to go ahead and separate this. And while I'm at it, I'm going to go ahead and separate my sun. And I want to add a couple clouds too, so we'll separate those. And then while we're at it, I'm going to stamp a few clouds that are in our stamp set. There's a large one and a small one. We'll take both of those. And I'm going to stamp it with my Peacock Feathers, my ink pad. And then I'm going to go ahead and stamp my sunshine. I'm also going to take the sunshine. There's 2 sunshines in our stamp set. I'm going to take this one here. And I'll ink that up with my yellow ink. And I'll stamp that, which is a little light. I'm going to grab my mustard seed. Much better. Let's line up these dies and then we'll just go ahead and die cut everything out all at once. Okay, I have everything die cut out. Now we're going to do a little bit more die cutting for our background. So I'll set these aside. And then what we're going to do is take some white cardstock. And I'm going to be using the Stitched Waves die set. There's a pretty scallop in here that creates a stitched wave basically. And what I'm going to do is take it and die cut out a stitch on the bottom and then also flip it around and die cut out a stitch on the top. Okay, my panel is all done. Now when I die cut this out, the stitched line is on the I'm going to call it the negative piece for this project, but it's actually the wave piece. But I'm going to use all of these, but I'm going to do a little bit of surgery on it. So I'm going to take the stitch detail and go ahead and take my card base, and we're going to adhere this to the top and bottom. We're going to make a landscape card today. So let's adhere this down, and then I'll take the top stitch detail, and I'm going to adhere this to the top. And I need a little more adhesive there. Now once we have this done, if we were to add this panel, I think it would look nice, but I want this panel to leave a little bit of a gap. Okay, so what I'm going to do is take this panel and we're going to trim it. And I'm going to trim it to 2.5 inch mark. And then we'll take our panel and I'm going to use my tape runner and add tape on that very bottom. And then using the grid lines on my mat as a guide, I'm going to scoot up. We're going to tape down this panel 1/2 inch. You see, now to cover this up, I have some pattern papers here. This is from Photo Play Say It with Stamps. It's the pastel. Yes, it's the pastel 6x6 paper pad. And I have the orange, the blue, and the yellow. Now I'm going to take the orange first, and these are 1/2 inch strips. And then we're going to adhere this to the bottom of our scalloped edge. And I need to make sure that it is even. And we'll add this. Line it up on the edge. And then we'll take our blue. Okay, I just trimmed off the excess. Now we're good to go. I'm going to flip this around and we're going to add some foam adhesive behind here. We're going to go ahead and remove our release paper. And then we'll take our card base and we'll go ahead and add this. So the more open area is on top. And it should line up beautifully with the other scallops, but yet we have a little bit of dimension. Because you guys know I like the dimension. Okay, now I'm going to take some fun foam and die cut out the word hugs with fun foam. So we have our fun foam hugs. This is not adhesive back, so we have to go ahead and adhere our letters to the fun foam. Now we're all set. We're going to adhere this to our panel, and I'm going to use glue because I think it will just be easier. And since we did use glue, we have a little bit of wiggle room for spacing. And You immediately see that my S is upside down, so it's a very good thing that we do have that little extra time. And I love the way this looks. I love the summer feel of this. Now we have our little clouds and our sun. I'm going to add a little adhesive behind my sun. We're going to tack a cloud behind it. Okay. I'm loving the way this looks. Now, last but not least, in the stamp set, there is a sentiment that says, sending you love and sunshine. So I'm going to take this and stamp this with my black ink. I'm going to use VersaFine ink. And then I'm just going to go ahead and block it off. So I went ahead and stamped love, sending you love and sunshine. And I'm going to go ahead, and normally I would pop up my sentiment, but since we have the hugs popped up and then also our background border, I'm just going to use my tape runner, and I'm going to add this down the center. Should I put it right down the middle? I think that's what we'll do, put it right down the middle. And I love the way this looks. Okay, I'm going to finish it off with some unicorn stickles. And I'm going to go ahead and just add a little sparkle to the clouds and the heart and our hugs. And then I'm going to add some sparkling clear sequins. I think that would look really nice on our project here. I think we just needed a little dash of sparkle. And then that will finish my project today. My project today is actually part of a blog hop celebrating the brand new March release over at Pretty Pink Posh. I hope you can join in the fun. There is a giveaway to go with this blog hop. And if you've never been on a blog hop, it's super easy. Just click on the link down below. It'll take you to my blog, but I'll leave Pretty Pink Posh's blog down below also. It's always good to start at the beginning because you don't want to miss out on any inspiration with the brand new release. But what you do is you click on the link, it'll take you to the blog, and then you just read the blog post, and if you want to leave a comment on every blog post that you visit, there's a chance to win a crafty prize, and very easy. And then you just go to the bottom or find the next person in the blog hop, and it'll take you to the next blog with some fabulous Pretty Pink Posh inspiration. So it's very easy. Today is day 1 of the blog hop. It is a 3-day long blog hop, so I encourage you to check back tomorrow, check out some more inspirational projects using this fabulous release. So, a little information on blog hopping. Have a great day. We will see you again real soon. Bye-bye.